Okay, so here we are. Welcome to class, and we can start like Carly is, laying down on the roller with it lengthways down your spine. You settle down, take a nice big sigh of relief when you go down, and feel your back supported, the head supported, tailbone as well, and legs traditionally only about 4 to 5 inches apart. You can take them wider though if you want a little bit more help with your balance. And then we're just sliding from one side to the other. So be sure you get that lovely massage into the inner edges of your shoulder blade and across the outer edges of your sacrum. So you really start to open up any areas that are tight in your body. Your hands can slide along the floor, or you can try to keep them anchored. Get a little bit more pull into the pec, the chest wall here. And looking up with soft eyes. You want your throat to be long. And then we'll come back to center. Spread your toes, ground your feet. And then we embrace the air above, wrapping the arms in. And then exhale, pulling the arms out slowly. As you exhale, let your belly sink down and in, navel towards spine. And then inhale, lift, hug the air in. And then exhale and push it apart. Spread the arms out, like after your fingertips at the bottom, and then you cup the palms as the arms rise. With the weight of your arms, help drop your scapula down. As the arms go open, you feel the blades narrow and knit around the side of the roller. And then as you lift the arms, still feel your shoulder blades are weighted, reaching down and in towards the ground, even as they move a little bit away from the center of the roller. So we'll do one more. Full breath in to let the arms lift. Hug the air in towards your body, and then exhale, push the arms aside, go slower than gravity once. And now we lift the arms up, straight arms, come up to parallel to each other, palms in. And as you inhale, float the hands up, shrug the shoulders, reach up as high as you can. And then exhale, lower the blades down, the chest will widen as the blades come to embrace the roller under your body. The arms lift here, the edges of the blades come up and around the lower part of the rib cage. And then exhale, feel that expansion across the front line of your chest. And again, inhale, shrug the shoulders, lift, try to touch the ceiling. And even on the way down, keep reaching up through your fingertips as you pull the shoulders down, pulling the arms down, the hands still reach for the sky. Let's do that once more. Shrugging up. This is also really helpful for releasing the neck, front and back, depending on which part of the movement you're in. And then turn the palms forward and then glide the arms down at your side. Reach as far forward as you can to move the shoulders away from your ears, lengthening your neck. On the inhale, the arms lift up to 90 degrees, and exhale, take them back by your ears. We reverse the arms rising, and then exhale all the way forward and down. Arms lift here. And exhale to stretch back, reach back behind you. Feel that stretch in the armpit. You're going to open up and lengthen the pecs and the front of the body, the lats in the back. So we lift. Think almost about your pelvic girdle and your rib cage moving away from each other with that stretch through the waistline. And then the arms come down to land the hands on the mat. Now we'll bring your hands to your shoulders and scoop the elbows in and up and then out wide, around and down. Circling here, you gather the air in, you push it aside and you scoop it up again with those upper arms. Really allow your shoulder blades to move here. Feel that massage you get between the shoulder blades. That's an area where, particularly if you try to hold yourself upright by pulling the shoulders back and down, which is not the way to find good posture, right? That is an area that gets chronically tired if that's your attempt to improve your structure. So remember, we have to really work to balance out the spine and then let the shoulder blades be in appropriate position for different movements. Let's reverse the arms, circling here. It's not the job of the shoulder blades to hold the body upright, right? But in case that's what you've been doing, this will feel especially helpful. But meanwhile, we tend to all hold a lot of tension between the shoulders anyway. Circle once more. And then extend the arms forward, reach the fingers long towards the end of your mat. And we lift the arms up to the ceiling and back by your ears on the inhale, and exhale, circle wide around. Snow angels in the air today, and then palms down and reach the arms up and push them back again. Stretch out long. The edges of your hands cut through the air like two knives, and then you turn the palms down to lift one more time. Up and back. Exhale, pull the belly in tight. Engage the abdominal wall here. And now let's reverse. Palms up to circle out and back. Lift the arms away from the ground as you go past the height of your shoulders. Exhale, push the arms down. Stay steady here with your feet. Reaching out, lengthen, and exhale, push. Here, leave your lungs. Not all of it, but most of it. So let's reach back. And exhale, pressing again. And one final time, really find your range. Take up more space in the room with this movement. And dive the arms forward to release. So we'll bring the hands together, elbows wide for your diamond arms. And we sweep the shape back over your head as you inhale. Exhale, pull the navel to the spine. Exhale the air completely out as the hands flip forward over the pelvic girdle. And so we take the arms back again. Light press from hand to hand. Just firm up the inner arms and exhale all the way forward and down here. Reaching again. And exhale, pump the air out. Two more like this. The weight of your head really supported so the neck can be relaxed. And the feet sinking deeper and deeper into the ground, the longer you stay here. All right, and then we're sliding off of the roller. And we're gonna grab your ball. And then take that under your sacrum. So bridge up. Take the ball right under the sacrum here. Maybe wiggle just a little bit. Swing your hips side to side. Give yourself a little massage here. And with the legs stable, then you're really moving the pelvic girdle on top of the femur heads. And then you'll settle when you're centered. And be sure that you feel supported, right? That if the ball is too low, the back will be too arched. If the ball is too high, the back will come into a bit of a pelvic tuck. So we are going to actually do a tuck and arch here. And as you flex the spine, lifting the tail, the weight of your body is going to sort of make a wedge out of the ball underneath you to support that sacrum and the top of the glutes. And then as you arch, lowering the tail down, your hip and crest will spread. You're lifting the arch in your back a little higher off the ground. Don't force it, but just feel the support of it here. The ball's going to now wedge in the other direction, so it's narrow by your feet and wider by your waist. And then we tuck as we exhale. And arch as we inhale. So when you inhale and the tail drops, you'll feel the spread, the stretch through the abdominal line. And then when you exhale and tuck, you're going to feel the stretch into your low back. The legs are stable here. You're rocking the pelvic girdle on the top of the legs on the femurs. So does that feel good? It should. Yeah, great. And then arch here. And then we'll come back to center. And now from here, pull one knee into your chest. Exhale to pull the other knee in. So you're going to use some balance skills here. This is great for our core. And then extend the legs up to the ceiling. So we're going to begin here, taking the legs into an external rotation and pull the legs apart in the side split. And exhale, pull from the top of the inner thighs from the pelvic floor to close the heels together. They have to come back centered, right? And then when you pull them open, you work equidistant from your midline. So you stay on top of the ball, and then you exhale to pull the legs together and close the heels because of the work in the upper inner thighs. So open again. And now exhale to close. If your hamstrings are really tight, you may have to have your knees a little bent. to keep the legs in a vertical orientation here. Because if the legs are too far down, you're gonna feel more of an arch in the back and it won't feel protected for your spine. Now, once the legs are at the top, we're gonna do a small movement, leaving the left leg up and bringing the right leg out to the side, really press through your right arm into the floor, and then exhale, pull it up. So this is gonna be more about your obliques and working the upper body, and less about getting a stretch. Then the left leg goes out, exhale to pull it up here. Feel how you have to transfer the weight to keep your body stable here, and then the right leg goes out. Exhale, lift. Take your time. You don't want to use a lot of just rebound to bring the leg back up. You would drag it up from that inner thigh muscle group. And one more time. Right leg out to the side, over and down. Exhale, lift and pull it up. And see, as your body gets smarter, you will be able to maybe find a little bigger range of motion, and then lift here. The part that's tempting, of course, is right when the right leg goes down, the left leg wants to move sideways as a counterbalance. We're trying not to do that. Now, frog in, heels together, knees apart, like aim your knees towards your armpits. And we're gonna push the legs up and out on a high diagonal. Again, choose the angle that works for you, and exhale, pull the heels in towards your tail. So we reach up and out, stretch the back of the legs long, and inner heels glued together to come back in. Reach out for full length. Exhale, pull it back. And glide out again. The feet are at a soft point. And draw it home. Now go to parallel legs. Press the edges of the knees together, edges of the thighs together, edges of the feet together, and let your feet point as if you're hugging a baseball up into each arch. Glide the feet up and out on a diagonal or straight up in the air if it's better for you, and then exhale, pull it back in. So if the legs go too low, you're gonna feel it in your back, but you do want to take them low enough that you feel the abdominal wall work to maintain the pelvic strength, so that the pelvis stays within the right position for you. It's on a diagonal, but it's like you're in a plank on a slight incline, and maintain that as you work. Push that long, pull it back in. Everyone okay? Good. And back you come. Let's do one more like this. Reach and stretch. Pull it back in. And now flex and go out with the heels. Reach the heels away. They're the furthest thing from the torso, and then the heels are the last thing to come in as you fold the knees in over your belly, over your chest, and push, reach. And exhale to pull it back. If you want more of a challenge in your core, you could maybe just go to your fingertips, like diminish the amount of your body that's on the mat, right? So if the whole arm is down, the palm is down, the fingers are down, that's a little easier. If you just lift the elbows, that's more difficult. If you just go to the fingertips, that's the most difficult, except maybe going to one or two fingers. Sorry, I was thinking about that and talking about keeping my feet flexed. So do what I say, don't do what I did. How often is that the case, right? Push away, reach long, and pull it back home. Now here, we go straight up with the legs. Inhale to point, exhale to flex, and roll through your feet. So you go heel, balls of the feet, then the toes. Pull the toes back, it's like you're wearing a high-heeled shoe. And then pull the toes in towards the shins as the heels lift high. There you should feel the stretch of the calf. So we want to make the feet really articulate. When you flex, you start at the toes and you work through the heel, and the whole foot broadens and flattens. And then when you point, reach forward first with the balls of the feet, the metatarsals, then the toes. The arches will lift, and actually the bones in the feet twist to become more rigid and more stable. And then the toes pull back, the foot flattens and spreads. One more like this, working through heel to toe, and then working back to heel. Guys did really well. So pull the knees into your chest here, and we're going to lower the left foot down, and then the right foot. And then again, just open the arms out to the side and rock a little bit side to side. Leaving the shoulder girdle where it is. and moving your hips from one side of the room to the other. Don't force it, just go where your body wants to go. And then you can press with your feet, lift up off the ball, take it out. And then just see how that feels there. Just go a little flatter across the lower back. And then we're going to come up to sitting, and we're taking the ball right here, sort of at the base of the shoulder blades. You know, right at your bra line. Another way to think about it. And then you're gonna lean back onto the ball here. And support your head with your hands. So we often do this on the roller. This is a little less steady, but you'll get the same benefit of stretching and also a massage into that area right here at T10, T12, where many of us hold tension. So we'll start to lay back. The head is supported by your hands. Maybe I like my thumb to find like a little ridge here at the base of the skull, and then as you go back and hang your head, look behind you, the elbows open and sink towards the floor. And then as you come up, chin to chest, use your hands to help. Pull the elbows together and in, your tail lifts up, your inner pelvic top. As you look down at your midline, down at the pubic line. So we're going to lower the tail here and arch the spine, the tail sinks into the ground. Aim it slightly towards the ball, and then you lay back and exhale to come forward. If you feel like it's too much arch, you would want to bring the ball closer to your shoulders. If it's not enough arch, then you bring the ball a little closer towards your waist. If it's perfect, just enjoy it. Your head hangs back, you stretch your throat. Exhale, tip the head first, chin to chest, then move the neck, then move the shoulders, and move the elbows in and point them towards your navel. And we're going back again, do into that widened chest, elbows falling open like wings behind you and down. Now as we come up, we're going to bring the right knee in, straight to the right chest, look down your midline, elbows narrow in, and then you lower the foot as you lower the spine and let the head fall. So the head hangs back in full extension of the spine and your foot is grounded. And then we exhale to come up with the left leg. You require a little bit more abdominals, right, than doing it on the roller, because you have to try to stay centered. And we go back. And then exhale forward again, right foot in, left foot spreads. I'm really using my left foot to push down into the ground as I lift my leg and the other end of the body. And then you lower the right foot, arch back here. Exhale, start the lift of the chin towards the chest as you start picking the foot up, pull the knee in. And then we'll take it back one more. Are you feeling your abs starting to like stretch and also work? Hopefully, yes. And then exhale here. So the back is rounded because the tail is curved up as well as the head coming forward and down with ends of the spine reflection. And now we're taking both ends of the spine into extension. And when we're here, coming up, looking down into the abdominal wall. And then lower the foot, bring your hands to your legs, pull the knees in, go forward and up. That felt great. It's been a while since I've done that myself. Okay, now for your roll. So we'll extend the legs forward. And then extend the arms here. Just that far, yeah. Put the weights over your ankles or feet. Pull the waist back as you dive forward here. And then curl the tail up and start to roll the spine down. The higher the arms are, the harder it is to maintain control on the way down to the ground. You lower the arms if you look like losing your control. And then reach the arms back behind you. Lift the arms, weight into the scapula, lift the head, neck, and chest. Exhale, pull up, round forward, suck the waist back. The goal is a C-curve spine and not to lay your belly flat onto your thighs. You're going to come up like a horseshoe on edge. And then bring it on back. Push out with your feet as you pull back with your spine. And the abs are working to release you down a little bit at a time. You should feel every inch of that front line of your body working, both on the way up and the way down. Exhale here before you pull the ribs up and try to suck the waist back, even when you're barely off the ground. Make it as difficult for yourself as you can and still be able to keep moving. The breath's going to help you too, right? So before you get to the place where you run out of control, you exhale. And typically that is before you lay down the ribs one after the other. And again, when you come up, you start with your inhale. Exhale before you pick up the bulk of the rib cage and dive forward. And you stretch out over your legs when you're there. And just round your back, curve it. So come on up. And feel that C-curve spot. Lovely. Now again, widen your chest just a little bit there as you come to the end of it so that your shoulders aren't hunched by your ears. Just remember though, if you don't let your shoulders come slightly forward, you're not going to be able to have flexion through the upper back. So it's a modification that you want to be careful about not overusing. Right? But we don't want shoulder earmuffs. We want to still have the back wide and broad. Now we're going to roll back into hundreds. So curl our way back. I changed my mind, so come back up. We're going to grab the roller. This is what it's like to take a live class. Or, you know.
I'm glad I didn't start going down, because I would have been like.
Oh, see, that's a great thing to do, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe we'll have to do that next.
I'm just gonna stay quiet.
There we go. So we're going to do hot dog here with the roller. So you can hold, so lift it up, balance on your sacrum, and then hold on to the back of your thighs as you roll your spine down. You bring your hands behind the head during your upright curl, elbows pull forward. Now, ideally, you'd like to have the roller pretty much parallel to the ground. Pull it in towards your face, but don't hit yourself in the face with the end of the roller. Squeeze the roller and then press it out. Try to come up higher with that head into your upright curl. And then let's pull it back, exhale. Plug it in. And inhale, reach. Let it forward, parallel to the ground. Exhale, come on back. Can you really press the waistline down and maybe lift up so you just feel the tip of your shoulder blades on the mat. And then try not to flatten the spine as it weights move away from you. You'll feel that increasing load, not just in the low abs, but also in the upper, as the upper abs will work to hold you in your upper curl. And let's do that one more. And by squeezing it hard enough, you'll also feel that you're working in the thighs. Because you are. And exhale, pull it on back. Oh yeah, that was plenty, right? So we'll take that out. I hope you like that option. And from here, let's come on up for rolling like a ball. All right, so ball between your thighs. Hold onto your shins. Look into your belly. And we're going to inhale to lift the tail and roll back to the shoulder blades. Hips high and then exhale, come back to balance. So curve your back before you move. Right, pull the elbows wide and lift them forward. And then suck your waist back because the shoulder blades have broadened across your back. And then you curl the tail up a little bit, just that shift in weight, start your movement. To roll, and then exhale, dive forward, try to bring your forehead into the ball. Couple more. Curve the spine here. Use your breath to help you. Your inhale lasts till the tip of the blade, and then you start your exhale, so you're already exhaling as you shift direction and come up to balance point. So now take the ball aside, and we're going to try something else. Hopefully this will work for me since I'm being filmed. So we're going to roll back first, and on the way up, we're going to come up and end like this in your teaser, and then fold and roll back. So the timing issue too. So we inhale to roll back to the shoulder blades, come up, extend the arms and the legs, fold, look into your belly, round your spine, rock. Lift the tail, exhale forward, extend, reach, hold it in, suck your waist back, roll, exhale forward, reach, extend. The knees don't have to straighten all the way. You do what you can. Remember, if they're too low, your back will flatten. And you don't want that. So if your hamstrings are tight, they might not straighten completely. Pull in, roll again. Stretch, lengthen through the fingers, lengthen through the feet. And last one, look down, roll on the inhale, lift on the exhale. Inhale to extend, exhale to embrace. Yay, good job. And here, we're picking up the hairband for single leg circles. Okay, and let's take the ball under your left heel at the Achilles. Reach it out long. This will make you a little less stable, so you're going to have to work harder to keep the stability through your core. And then roll back. Push the leg forward, left leg forward, and pull the right leg in. We'll take the band around the ball of the foot and the arch, the top of the arch. And lift the leg up here, elbows are grounded. Give yourself that stretch in the hamstring, and then soft point with your foot. Inhale across the body, really focus on pressing down through the right hip and right arm, and exhale, go low. Out around to the side, now stabilize the ball. As you pull the leg out to the side and come up to the top. And again, reach. And exhale. So, as well as like focusing on the breath, short inhale, long exhale. So you feel that deep abdominal contraction at the top of the movement at the end of the breath. We're also really reaching into the band, stabilizing here with the arms at the side of your body, the upper arms. And then you're lengthening the leg. Challenge yourself to reach it further out into space, but still stay stable here on the ground. And then, of course, you're trying to lengthen that left leg, pushing forward with the ball. Try to feel that stretch of that leg moving a little out, away from the hip socket, and keeping that leg pretty still as you work the right leg. We're going to come here to the top and now reverse. Exhale, rotate the right leg out to the side and exhale forward and around. Drag it over. Might not go as low as normal since you have the other leg elevated. And we reach again. And a long exhale, nice slow exhale all the way to the ceiling. And press out again. Circle here, drag it across and lift it up. And one final circle. Pivoting here from the elbow. The hands follow the line of the strap. I will take the ends of the band in the right hand. Left arm can extend out and open the leg to the side. Think of a counter rotation here for the left hip to keep that weighted into the ground. Rock the right leg just gently towards your right shoulder and away. And then we'll pull the leg up here. Switch hands. Extend the right arm. And then spin your body into rotation. You'll pull that right leg towards the left shoulder and rotate the leg internally. Right shoulder blade is heavy. Switch out through your fingertips long. Exhale, pull the hip down and lift the leg up. Give it a little hug, tug it in, and then embrace it into your body. And then you can look to see what you're doing, and we'll move the ball over so it's directly in line with the right hip. And the right heel is going on the far side of the ball, so it's resting your Achilles tendon on it. And then we can pull the left knee in and put the band on that foot. So the left leg is going up, the elbows are sliding forward and pressing into the ground here. And you're trying, just take a moment and like lengthen out to the center of the sole of your right foot to slide that ball slightly away. As you reach up with the left leg to the ceiling to get the stretch you want in the back of the leg, particularly the hamstring. But if you know you're tight at the calves, you can curl the toes down and get a little more calf stretch as well. So then we point the foot, reach up to the ball of the foot, and we circle the leg across the body. So the outer thigh stretch, go low, out to the side. Now the right side has to really press into the floor. So if you put too much weight into the ball, it's more likely to skid out from underneath you. So you want just the right amount of pressure into the ball to hold it steady. So it's harder for me. And reach again, circle around. So sometimes when you're working with things that are moving underneath you, right, you'll really notice a difference between the two sides. And that's one of the reasons we play with the props like this. You can build awareness of what your patterns are or what they are. And then we're coming around and up to the top, and let's reverse. So like out to the left, reach it forward, sweep it across the body, bring it up to the sky, and do that again. All the way around, float up here, and we reach again, switch out, exhale forward and around. Leg it over, lift it up, 2 more like this. Rotating the leg on the hip joint. As you draw the circle in the air in space, and on this one. Good. And you can tell if you put too much weight into the ball, it's going to be less stable and not helpful at all. So now here, we're bringing the left leg out to the left, the right hip is pressing down. As you do it, equal and opposite forces will maintain the stability in your pelvic girdle. And then rock the leg a little bit. Gentle, right? And then we exhale to pull the leg up to the ceiling. We'll switch hands, extend the left arm out, and then cross the leg over. Rotate it internally. Push the ball away, getting some length through the center of the leg. It's on the ball, the right leg here. And exhale to pull the hip down and lift the foot up to the ceiling. Give that a little tug in. And then we'll slide the strap off your foot. And give me in. And press that away. Okay, good. So we're now going to take the ball between both feet, between the arches of your feet. Hold the knees into your chest, arms at your side, and lift the legs up. Here we're just doing a little bit of corkscrew. So the knees again can be bent, thinking of the ball right over the pelvic floor. Squeeze it in from the upper inner thigh, and that will hug it in with the feet. So we're first going to just tip the ball over as far as you can to the right, while keeping the shoulder blades grounded on the left side. And then you exhale, you push down with your right arm, and you sweep it up to the ceiling, and then over to the other side. So think of moving from your hip bone crest. You can turn your head away from your legs. Exhale, so you're going to pick up the left hip bone to bring the ball back to center, and keep picking up the left hip bone crest to bring the ball over to the right, and turn your head to the left here. Go nice and slow so you feel this work in your core. Exhale to bring it up to center. Bend the knees if you need to. You're taking it over again, pulling the right hip bone up. Really press into that left arm. How far can you go without falling over? And then work the left hip up, work from your oblique abdominals. You're still getting a nice massage across your back here. And of course, as the leg goes to the right, you're going to feel more pressure or weight into the right arm. Exhale, come back to center slowly. Tipping the pelvis in order to move the leg and to move the ball. We lift the left hip to come back to center, and then fold your knees in, grab hold of the ball, and we're rolling up to sitting. We're going to use the ball here under the rib cage for side kicks. So it does a couple of things for us. One is that it's going to add some instability to the movement, so you're going to have to work harder to balance. The other thing that's going to feel really good is actually before you go down, just sit for a second and breathe and like feel the amount of expansion you have in your rib cage and your lungs. And if they feel like they're even, and maybe like where you might feel a little restricted. And you may not be able to feel that, but you'll feel a difference at the end of this, and that's what's going to be sort of the takeaway from this. So I can feel like my left side is tighter, and so my left leg wasn't expanding as much as the right. So, you know, it just varies. So anyway, so you can prop yourself up on your elbow and the legs maybe 10 or 15 degrees forward. And here, if you need to, you're going to press the left hand into the ground. If you want to experiment on some of these exercises, you can also do this with both hands behind your head. And that's going to make it more difficult to stay balanced here. So your choice, your option, flex both feet and lift your top leg hip height. So as you inhale, you're sweeping the leg forward without leaning, back with the torso and pulse 1, 2. Point the foot and take the leg back and reach back and pulse 1 and 2. Bottom leg stays heavy into the ground. Flex the top foot, bottom leg stays flexed. Reach, point the foot, stretch to the toes and reach back and pulse again. So you flex here, double beat. And remember, the ball's not at the armpit. It's a little below the armpit and to the side of the chest wall. Maybe goes to the base of the ribs, maybe not. Depends on how big the ball is and also the size and length of your rib cage. You're holding it together here. Reach back and open the hip. Use your glute to push the leg behind you and pulse. And then we're coming back to center and lowering the leg, rotate externally. So point the foot to lift the leg up, flex, and bring it on down. Point, drag the legs apart, and flex and squeeze them together. You use your hands to pull the neck long. Don't look at your leg, look straight ahead. One more, point up, flex down, and now we're reversing. Flex to rise, point, stretch, and reach out long. Flex and lift, point all the way down and forward. One more like that, flex, lift, point, and push down. Now développé, you bend the knee, you slide the foot on the bottom leg, you pull the knee towards the armpit, extend the leg up, flex, and reach out and down. So glide it in, lift, stretch, flex, and press. One more just like that. So keep that length in your neck, the length in your spine. Tap, reverse, go up. Straight leg, flex foot. Point the foot, bend the knee, and skim it down the bottom leg. Lengthen so much you feel the stretch in your waist. Flex the foot and it rises. Point and bend, and then skate it out. Both legs stretch. One more flex to lift, point, bend, and all the way down. Now the circles are going to be harder to do if you have your hands behind your head. So we're bringing the top leg forward, up, around, back, and through center. Your choice. You know, if you want to try this, make the circle smaller. And try not to move the ball and try not to move your rib cage as you do the circle. Do one more in this direction. You're going to really press the bottom leg into the floor and now reverse. Take the leg back. Use your top glute and then forward and around. Reach back and rotate externally and then internally to move the leg in circumduction here on the hip. One final one. Pull the body long to help your stability. Okay, great. Now from here, we're going to come off the ball and then lay on your back. You can do that. And you're just here going to feel the difference in the two sides of your rib cage. And as you breathe, see if you notice a difference in flexibility on the side that had the ball under it and the other side. Yeah. Can you tell?
Yes.
Yeah, right? I mean, I would guess I'd get like at least like 30% more mobility on that side. And so because the rib cage can open, the lungs can really just like expand to fill that space. So it's also one of the reasons we do like a lot of work here, side bending, rotation, is because we want to open the chest wall for breathing. So here we go to the other side. I'm excited for this one. This is my side that was a little stiffer earlier. Okay, leg slightly forward. Bottom leg presses into the floor, reach the top leg long. And if you're using your hands by your head, try to pull the skull away from the shoulders and vice versa. And then we'll pick the top leg up, hip height with feet flex. Inhale, slide it forward and reach 1, 2. Point the foot, take it back and pulse and reach once and twice. So we go front back, keeping the leg the same height as the hip bone. Drive it forward and pulse again. Take it back and lengthen with every pulse. As you go forward, you reach back with the sits bone forward with the heel to give them more length in the hamstring. And we're stretching the calf. And one more time. It probably helps to take that bottom elbow and kind of pull it in towards your armpit here. Come back to center and lower the leg. And we rotate externally, point to go up, and flex to bring it down. Point lift, and flex lower. Reach it longer, point rise, flex, bring it on down. One more. And flex down here, now reverse. Point, stretch it away, toes are soft, flex, lift. Still holding a little external rotation here at the hip. All the way forward and down, now double K. So bend the knee, slide the foot in, pull the knee to the chest, lift the foot, flex, and reach out and down. And we pull, extend up, flex, and lengthen down and out. One more like that. Close the thighs firmly together, and now reverse. Pull them apart. Point, fold the knee into the armpit, slide the foot forward, lengthen all the way. Flex and you rise. Point, bend, exhale here for the long, slow sweep of the leg into leg. We lift again, point, bend. Now watch on this one, because the tendency will be to drop the butt back to give you more rotation through the leg. You want to keep balanced here on your side so you may not fall back. And now here, rond de jambe, get ready. And we pull the top leg forward, rotate externally. Start to rotate internally, so when the leg comes back over the other one, it's in parallel. Notice where you're working in your core to hold the body steady. We'll do one more circle here. Pull the head long and away from your hip. And let's reverse. Take it back. Rotate forward, around and through center. Reach back here. Circle out around and through. Let's do it again. And one final time. Okay. And then we're coming off the ball. So again, lay down onto the back here. Maybe even knock the knees in, feet apart at the width of the mat. And then just breathe. And we're looking to see if the side we just did now feels looser, more open, has more expansiveness. And maybe that now your lungs feel like they have the same amount of expansion available to them. And that overall you've increased your lung capacity by making the rib cage more flexible here. All right, so just take the ball and take it underneath your head and neck. And then you can just turn your hips from one side to the other. And so rest on the belly or at your side as you choose. This is great for our necks because the ball builds in and gives you support. I think this one's a little large, so my head is hanging. It's like being pushed forward. You can get inflatable balls that are great for this. And I know I've bought them in pairs online, and then you can have one fully inflated and one half inflated, or 3/4, 2/3, whatever. So that you have one that's the perfect height for working this for your neck. The thing is, you turn your head to one side, drop the other shoulder blade into the ground. The scapular plate sinks into the floor, and that way you get a little bit more rotation here and a little bit more stretch as you do the rotation. Just one more time. By the way, this is lovely to do right before you go to sleep. And it irons out the day for you before you close your eyes. And then we're coming on off of it. And take the ball between your thighs. Squeeze it for shoulder bridge. So the arms lengthen here at your side. Maybe lift your head. Just be sure you look down. You're aligned, nose, sternum, navel, giving symphysis, center of the ball. And then as you lay back, we're going to spread your feet, press your feet into the floor. Begin with the pelvic top. Pull back with the heels, pull forward and up with the tailbone. You can roll to the outer arm, the top of your shoulders to lift into thoracic extension and get more boost up with your butt, lifting the hips and opening them here. And then let's roll to the inner arm to pull the shoulder blades apart and then roll through the upper back. One vertebra at a time, come down slowly. Input the waistline into the ground and then roll over the sacrum and down to the tail. The spine rocks with this movement. So you can feel as you tuck, you feel the movement of your head. There's no need to hold anything rigid. We're coming up and pressing down into the ground. Hug the ball gently, and then we roll the shoulders up, roll to the inner arm, and curve the back down between the blades. Sink down here, each vertebra, one by one, presses into the ground, gets a little massage, and at the end, the waistline floats off the floor. Let's do that again. Tuck and start that rolling of the pelvis up and forward. Push into your feet. Push down with your arms, push down with your feet, and lift up as high as possible, really using those glutes, using those hamstrings to get the feeling of lift. And of course, you want to be balanced across the front of the hips here in the air. And then let's roll to the inner arm and curve our body down. And come all the way down here. Good. All right. If jackknife is in your practice, we're doing it next. And you can absolutely do it with the roller across under your hips. Now, what I'm suggesting here, though, is that we're also going to use the ball between the arches of your feet. And maybe like the ball has a little eye on it, or like a little pupil on it here, where the where it gets inflated. So you want to have that looking at you. Or if you have a ball that's patterned, just notice where the pattern is. Because what we'd like to do is when you do your jackknife, is we'd like to be able to see if you're working both sides equally. So you can press it into the floor or into your roller, and then bring the legs forward, hug the ball gently, and then we're bringing the legs up and over, push off the ground, lift the legs, and then you can lower them as you start to go down. Try to go down slowly, feel a stretch to the back line of your body, and then reach the legs away to your working level. Remember to inhale to lift the legs and exhale to lift the pelvis. Maybe inhale up with the legs higher. You can exhale, lower them, and then work your spine down. Inhale and exhale all the way down. Good. And just check to see where the ball is. As you have equal pressure from one leg into the other. One more. Come up. And then lower down. When the legs are lower, it gives you more stretch in the back line of the body. When the legs are higher, it gives you more challenge for your core. And then let's pull the knees into your chest, fall to the side, and then brace it in here. All right, rock forward and up. And we'll use the ball, because that's what we're doing, to lay onto our stomach, and we're going to just press the hands on top of the ball to go into a bit of a swan. If you prefer, you could also use the roller. That would be another option. So these balls are pretty small. I mean, you might be able to do hands like, heel the hands side by side and just kind of tilt the fingers in and overlap them. Then you pull back to come up into like a cobra here. And then as you lower down, the ball's gonna roll up towards your wrist, maybe past it. And then you pull the blades down your back. You rise here, the ball rolls towards your fingertips. But you really want to have the support in the palm of the hand and not in the fingers. So adjust the ball as you need to for your amount of mobility. And when we're here, bring it up. And release it down. Okay, then come up to sitting, move into a child's pose for your transition. Back the spine and come on up. And then a seated spine stretch with the ball. So you'll have the legs open. If you want to elevate your hips on anything, you can. So slow if you give the block, whatever. And the legs should be wider than the ball. So again, you may have to overlap your hands on top of the ball, push slightly down and lift the chest, go into a little upper back extension like a seated swan. And then exhale, bring your gaze to the horizon. Look down. Now don't even think of moving the ball. Think of looking down. And then as you glide the head forward, the arms are moving because the spine is moving and the ball's going to roll up towards your elbows as you take your dive forward. And then lightly press into the ball as you stack your spine, and then the ball's going to roll back across the wrist and towards your fingertips. And so what I love about this is that the ball teaches your spine about working sequentially. Because as it rolls, you're rolling through your spine. Suck the waist back as you dive your head down between your ears. Well, not your head is between your ears, but your ears between your arms. Press lightly down and articulate up. And we'll do one more of those. Starting with the head, going forward, out, over, and down, and an arc with your spine. Pull the waist back as if you're wrapping your torso around the ball here, and then press into the floor as you come all the way up. Again, light press down with your hands. Lift the chest up, look up. You can roll your eyes back towards your hairline. And exhale to release. Okay, good. And then we are good for today.
Thank you.
I was thinking of ending like throwing the balls at each other. That seems a little odd. So we won't. But anyway, thanks for coming to class. Hope you had fun and got a good workout too.
Thank you.
All right, see you next week.